Hey guys, Rick Stone here from Stony Acres Gardening. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about flowers that you should be starting from seed indoors during the month of February. So the list is actually pretty big. I've actually done a written list for you down below, so it's in the description of this video so that you can just copy and paste them. But we're going to be talking about flowers this time. Normally, I talk about vegetables. And if you want to see what vegetables you should be planting in February, there's a link right up here. But I've had a lot of people ask me about flowers as well. And so today we're going to do a video on what flowers you should be planting in February. Now, this video is designed for those of you that live in garden zones 5, 6, and 7. But more important than your garden zone, because garden zone is just about how cold it gets in the wintertime, more important is your last spring frost date. So if your last spring frost date falls in April or May, kind of all the way through the middle of May, then this video applies to you and you should be thinking about getting a lot of these flowers planted. So I've broken them into 3 sections. We're going to talk about perennials that need to be planted 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. Then we're going to talk about perennials that need 8 to 10 weeks, and then we'll talk about some annuals that need 8 to 10 weeks as well. So here we go. Here's the list. First off, we're going to talk about those perennials that need 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. So we want to get these seeds started 3 months really before that last frost date. So for most of us, if you do the calculation, my last frost date is between May 1st and May 15th. 3 months puts me at about February 15th when I should be starting these seeds. You guys do the calculation based on what your frost date is. Recognize there is a little bit of wiggle room, and so if you're a little bit late, you're probably still okay, but let's get these guys planted as soon as possible. Again, they would prefer 10 to 12 weeks. Here's the list. Dianthus, Daisies, Milkweed, Foxglove, Delphinium, Heliopsis, and perennial Phlox. All of those need that 10 to 12 weeks before your last frost date in order for them to be ready to go out in the garden at the right time. So get those guys planted ASAP. Now the next group are perennial seeds that need 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. So a little bit less time. You've got a little bit more wiggle room there. If you're a little bit late, maybe you've got an April 15th frost date, you've still got time to get these planted. And this list is pretty big. We've got Catmint, Coreopsis, Echinacea, which is any of the coneflower family. We have Gaillardia, which is one that I've never planted before. Hollyhocks, Viola, Hibiscus, Beebalm, Yarrow, Thyme, black-eyed Susans, Helianthus, Anise, and Columbine. All of those need 8 to 10 weeks before that last frost date in order for them to be ready, okay? Then we have our annuals. So most of the annual flowers that we're used to planting in our gardens actually don't need quite this much time. And so you're probably going to be looking at most of those in March. But there are a few that need a little bit longer. And here we're talking about 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. So that could fall in February for a lot of you, especially if you've got a last frost date in April. You want to be getting these started. So here's the list. Not a very big one, but we've got snapdragons, stock, phlox, petunias, coleus, verbena, impatiens, and then if you want to plant pansies, you need to get them in right away. So pansies actually take about 12 weeks before. You're going to actually put them out before your last frost date, but we want to start them about 12 weeks before so that they're ready to go out a few weeks before that last frost date. So get some pansies started ASAP as well. So those are your annuals. Now, what am I going to be planting? So we're going to do some pansies this year. I've never grown impatiens from seed before, and so we're going to try some impatiens. We're going to do snapdragons this year, some petunias. We always do petunias. And then we're going to do some daisies. I lost my daisies a couple of years ago to a cold winter, so we're going to do some daisies this year. I'd like to try some foxglove and some delphinium this year. And then, of course, thyme we'll be doing. We're going to do some Echinacea and some other cornflowers this year, maybe some black-eyed Susans, and I think I'm going to try some Columbine this year. So those are some of the seeds that I'm going to be starting here within just the next few days. So I'm filming this video on the 14th of February. We're going to need to get all of these in relatively quickly if we want to make sure that they are off and running by our May 15th frost date. So that's what we're going to be doing, and that's what you should be doing as well. So remember, that this list is down below. So you don't need to go rewind it and replay it. I guess you can if you want to, but it's down below. You can copy and paste it so that you've got that list for yourself, okay? Now, would you like to learn more about how to start your own seedlings indoors? All this season, we have been doing a free seed starting workshop. We did it live 3 different times. We're done with the lives, but we recorded the last one, and I wanted to invite you guys to go take a look at it. So again, this is a 100% free workshop. It's about an hour and 10 minutes long. We do a little Q&A at the end. It was a really good event that I think you're going to enjoy and learn a lot from. So there's a link in the description of this video that you can click on. We'll take you over and you can watch that 1 hour free training. All I need is your name and your email address. We'll send you the link, and then you can go and watch that training. So again, link is in the description down below. Make sure you get your seeds started. You can see I've already got a few vegetables going. We're going to be doing a ton of more vegetables and all of those flowers that I listed. Lots of stuff for you to be doing this week and the rest of the month of February. So make sure you get those seedlings started. That's all I have for you for this week. Everybody have a fantastic week. Happy gardening.